Let us sit comfortably on a cushion or on the floor on a chair. And we'll start by the chanting of 3 Oms. Just meditate on the adorable splendor of the Supreme Being who is the origin of the physical, the subtle, and causal worlds. May that one stimulate our intelligence. Let us be aware of how we are seated. Let us saturate our bodies and minds with the sacred sound of Om, representing the 3 worlds, the 3 states of consciousness in which we find ourselves and which we can observe. Let us feel that this is the primordial creative sound for all things that move, for all things that have their being. Even a rock has movement, has an atomic energy within it. We don't see it like that, and yet this whole world is buzzing and vibrating and oscillating with energy spaced out everywhere. And that means that anything that is within our range of observation can be traced back through its vibrations to this original sound, Om. Let us close our eyes. Let us be aware of how we are seated and where we are seated. This sitting is very important. We should make sure that the chest, the neck, and the head are arranged in a straight line, that there is no artificial curvature of the spine. I'm going to ask you to do something a little unusual. Block your ears with your thumbs, and before you do this, you listen. And when I tell you to do it, you can start. And cover your eyes with the palms of your hands. If you do this, you will hear none of the sounds around you. And all you have available is to listen to the sound of your breathing. And after about 10 full breaths, gently bring your hands to rest on your lap. So now close your eyes, block your ears with your thumbs, and cover your eyes with the palms of your hands. Now gently bring your hands to rest on your lap. Let the eyes remain closed. Listen. Listen attentively now to all the sounds around you. As many of them as possible. Some of them will be big sounds, some smaller, some sounds will be near you, and others will be at a distance. Now listen to these sounds without identifying them, without registering them to any source. Listen to the whole world of sound around you as a whole, one unit. Now go back to listening to all the sounds around you. Make sure you turn even to the smallest sounds. Sometimes one sound is often complete. There's variations in pitch and intensity. See how many of these nuances you can pick up. Now shift your awareness, become aware not so much of the sounds around you as of your very act of hearing. Ask yourself, what do I feel when I realize that I have the faculty of hearing? It may be gratitude, or praise, or joy, or love. Any one of these. Now return to the world of sounds. Keep alternating from awareness of sound to awareness of your hearing activity. Let us start our contemplation. Let us reflect that each sound is produced and sustained by a divine, almighty power. This divine is sounding all around you. Rest in this world of sounds and rest in the divine. All sounds, even the sound of your heartbeat, even the sound of your breath, can be registered to this almighty energetic power. And every picture that the memory brings back to you of events of the day, or scenes, or clouds, or the rays of the sun, or children playing, whatever it is. It could be flowers in a garden. It could even be as mundane as traffic on the road. All of these sights and sounds are all delivered by the power of the divine and registered by the power of the divine. Let us allow this sense of appreciation to fill our hearts. Let us be like a vessel being filled with the divine nectar of gratitude. Let us go back to the sounds. Om. 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 This sound symbol will echo in your ears, your inner ears. Again, put your awareness there and think of how this was delivered to you and appreciate the power of hearing. Attend not just to the sound you hear, but the silence that follows. Now be aware of your breathing as a sound. Align your attention to this breathing in such a way that if your attention shifts to something else, you become immediately aware of the shift. It is quite likely that after a while, your attention may well move to something else. It could be a thought, or a sound, or a feeling. And provided you are aware of this shift of attention to something else, the shift itself is not considered to be a distraction, but it's important while it is taking place, or immediately after it has taken place. In being attentive to your breathing, internally say to yourself, I am breathing. I am breathing. Or if the attention shifts, now I am thinking, thinking. Or now I am listening to a sound, or listening. Or now I am agitated, or now I feel bored. Watching the mind move about is this exercise in meditation of awareness. And once you have become aware of the shift, you can choose to stay with the new object, that is, whatever you're thinking, or listening, or feeling. And then, after a while, return your attention to breathing. Let us observe the breathing as a mechanism. But it alone doesn't work. The movement of the lungs is from the divine, inexhaustible energy. And the arrangement of taking in the air as a free gift from the divine's resource, and exhaling as a wonderful exchange. This whole earth has gathered its forces so that you may breathe. And this earth has its momentum and dynamic energy from the sun. It is the whole universe that is allowing you to breathe. To expand our awareness to this fact. Whatever we observe in our mind's eye, whatever we feel sitting in terms of breathing or thinking or distraction or shift of attention, there, when we trace it to its fundamental source, there we find God in all things. It is not necessary to give sensations any names, no labels, no labels on sounds, no labels on thoughts, no labels on sensations. Unidentified sources. And we will notice as we do this a great peacefulness coming upon us, a deep silence. Let us become aware of this peacefulness and silence. Just feel how good it is to be here and now, to have nothing, no activities to do, to just be. Become aware of that peacefulness and silence. Like a deep, still pool. And within it, we will find our most beloved source called God. Knowing this, we can express ourselves non-verbally. We can imagine that we are without speech. We can only communicate with our eyes and our breathing. And we can say to the Lord non-verbally, Lord, it is good to be here with you. Or you don't have to communicate at all. Just rest in the divine presence. It is that divine presence that we find in all things, in all objects, in all people, in all behaviors. Now let us return to the world of the senses. Let us become keenly aware of the air that you are breathing, of the sounds that are around you, of the sensations you feel in your body, and sense the divine being in the air, in the sounds, in the sensations. Rest in this whole world of the senses, rest in God. Surrender to the whole world of the senses, of sounds and tactile sensations and colors. Surrender to the divine completely. Allow yourself to be filled with the divine presence and overflowing. Feel that there is fullness everywhere, that there is no within nor without, just a oneness of pure being. There are no fragments in this world of peace, no fragments in our totality, only oneness. And when we find that peace that passes all understanding, we can allow the fractions to come back in, separated seemingly into different colors, like the spectrum divides the white light sevenfold. And we can distribute the peace just as the sun distributes its goodness and warmth and energy everywhere. Let us worship that being that lights the sun and all other things that shine. That shining, all things shine. Let us distribute this peace and feel its presence in a seemingly fragmented way everywhere, blessing as we go. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be blissful. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.